Hello everyone, the theme of the day is what's stopping you from hitting back during an attack. Yeah, it's paradoxical, but sometimes we get blocked. We know that the technical part in a physical confrontation is about 20 to 30%, so the rest is mental. It's all about mindset, whether it's awareness, behavior, self-knowledge, determination. It's very, very general. So what's holding you back? Well, it's actually your brain. Your brain can be a great ally, but it can also be your very, very big enemy. So what you need to do is learn to channel all of that, and you'll see that you can be a martial arts champion, you can be an expert in martial arts or combat sports and still get blocked. So the first reason is that we're afraid of hurting someone. In fact, it's quite particular, but a lot of people are afraid of hurting someone. They're afraid to hit, and in fact it's a block that's mainly related to your upbringing. So whether it's an upbringing related to, let's say it's Judeo-Christian, for example, the idea of saying you shall not kill and so on. It can also be a parental upbringing, especially that one, where you're told that it's better to favor dialogue. Don't hit. If you have something to do, use your words instead. That's the biggest weapon. But of course it gets ingrained, and the day we need it, it will be a problem. You won't be able to switch to beast mode, to combat mode. So the second reason is that we think that by staying in the verbal stage, we can hold our ground and not switch to physical mode. That's a big mistake. Because what's going to happen is that over time, the attacker will gain confidence. He will push you, insult you, and you, on the other hand, will regress. You'll end up in a state of submission, and that's a disaster. So don't think that by prolonging the verbal stage, by talking more and more, you're going to get out of it, okay? No, because once again, the other person will become aware, and they will dominate you. And there, it's going to be catastrophic. Just like with fear of hitting, it's about recognizing the moment when things are going to switch to physical. It can be worked on. Rules, things reviewed, things explained. And there I will explain them to you in the self-defense guide and in the training to take place. So another reason that very few people mention is what we call genetic locking in humans. In fact, we're more programmed to flee than to fight. It's related to a lot of things like cavemen. I'm not going to explain it now, but there are reasons. And in fact, this particularity means that if we don't understand it, we think, yes, there's a blockage, what's happening? I'm hitting a blockage in my brain. And yes, that's the famous locking. So we learn techniques related to hypnosis and neuroscience to unlock this locking. So why don't you hit back to defend yourself? It's because if you say there are plenty of witnesses around me, they will intervene. So you just have to read the newspapers or watch TV to know that unfortunately, witnesses often do not intervene. So there are reasons. I give the scientific term in psychology. It's the bystander effect. In fact, there are a lot of people, and once again, for purely psychological reasons, people don't intervene. And for them to intervene, there are a few tricks that will work in your favor. But once again, don't count on the witnesses. So another reason is that when you cross over to the other side of the stress threshold, in fact, all cognitive, emotional, intellectual functions and various other functions, such as and even more, are blocked. In fact, there's a threshold that we can detect. Each of us has a different threshold. Because it's physiological, psychological, there are two factors. In fact, we are no longer able to react. It creates a bubble. We are completely frozen and totally unable to open up to our surroundings. So it's a bit different from tunnel vision, but it's also related. So another reason is fear. In fact, legal proceedings. So here I have a very simple answer that is often repeated, which is it's better to be judged by 8 than to be carried by 4. So you're going to tell me it's very simplistic. No, it's that at some point you have to take responsibility. If you feel violence, you can no longer discuss. Don't submit. So in that case, you have to hit. So another reason is that we think we won't hit, but we'll just block. So either you are a very, very big expert or a great champion. But I'm telling you, even like that, it's complicated. In the street, things happen very, very quickly. The distance is not at all the same as in the room. So there you have it. You will have blocked hits. So one hit maybe with a reptilian block, but not a set of hits. As we see in the movies, blocking like that is not possible. You're setting yourself up for failure. A hit will get through. Go ahead and fall. That's how it's going to go down. So once again, there are close range blocking techniques, but especially a way to position yourself in relation to the other person. So another reason that might seem pretentious to some is that we think, yeah, I have a technical background. I'm strong. I'm tough. I'm afraid of hitting too hard and hurting him. So that makes me laugh. First of all, you never hit too hard. You just need to adjust based on the aggression. All right, that's up to you. It's your responsibility. What's important to know is that even if you hit hard, the other person isn't going to care about you. Doesn't care about your health. So at some point you have to make a choice, and you need to avoid giving your body like that, like a punching bag. You need to defend yourself. There you go, you have to take action. So it's purely in your mind that this is going to happen. Once again, there are techniques that will help you get past this blockage. So another reason is that you doubt your abilities, you lack self-confidence. And once again, it's not a coincidence. The attacker chose you precisely because he sensed that lack of confidence, that lack of assurance in you. And in fact, he knows that you are an easy target, so to speak. Here, once again, we can turn the tables. You just need to know your worth. You just need to have confidence in yourself. And again, there's a lot of work to be done beforehand to be much more confident in real situations. So another reason is that there are people who think, yeah, but if I strike and miss my first hit, the other person is going to get furious. So the attacker is going to jump on me and hit even harder. So anyway, he's going to hit you, that's for sure. On the other hand, what I'm going to tell you is that the fewer hits you have going to hit, or whatever it is out of desire, or even by hitting too lightly, the other person, he will take pleasure in it as he will start to subdue you. He will hit you, he will see that you're not responding. And it's paradoxical. In humans, people, when they see weaknesses, they gain confidence and they will hit harder. We see that regularly at the gym, except that in a real situation, the consequences will be much heavier. Again, there's a lot of work to be done in bursts, specific techniques that I will cover in detail during the training. There's also a reason that people think, oh wow, he's strong, he's much stronger than you. So here I would respond very, very quickly by simply saying that what matters is not physical strength. Muscle strength, but determination. I've already explained it. Determination. A very strong image, a 1 kilo rat, when it's cornered, it goes crazy, it jumps at you. And you, as a human, weigh around 60, 70 kilo or even 80 kilo. So you weigh 70 to 80 times more than the rat, and yet you back off. Because he won't let go of you. He's in animal mode, he's reptilian. Again, this can be worked on with specific techniques. So one last reason is the inability to conceive of being attacked. It's odd, but if you haven't thought about it, if you haven't expected it, if you haven't imagined it, the day it happens to you, it's going to feel strange. You'll be surprised because it's not possible. And that's a big mistake. In fact, as they say, who wants peace prepares for war. In fact, it's very simple. It's that in your brain it hasn't been conceived. So imagine, there was no physical, psychological, or even intellectual preparation. So the day it happens to you, it's total panic on board. There you go. That's a very, very important reason. So, there you have it. You've had access to some advice, and at least you have information that explains why you're stuck and why you don't hit back when you're attacked. So here there's a notion of psychology. In fact, it's very simple. There are solutions, there's work to be done, very structured, very educational, and that's why I invite you to download the self-defense guide that's just below the video, which will then give you access to real training where you'll see in detail everything that has been covered. In fact, this is just superficial. Then there's the technical work, which isn't that complicated. It's just knowledge to put into practice. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. I'll see you soon, and I'll see you in the next video.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and I've decided to take it a step further. I've decided to train you, and I've developed a method that helps you train mentally, physically, and emotionally to manage your fear, because it's something that's very, very important. All you have to do is click on the link below the video, and you'll have direct access to my training. Now it's your turn to take action. All right, see you soon.